Trudeau! Marx!
It's Richard.
What? Pokemon was a series that I missed out on as a kid. This is partly due to the fact that I never had a Game Boy, and by the time the game came out, I was entering that early phase of being a young teenager where everything had to be edgy and dark. It was an embarrassing time for me. Over the next 20-some years, I have jumped into the Pokemon-averse a few times and then climbed out almost just as fast. I played about 10 hours of Diamond. Then a few years later, I played about 10 hours of Y. Then a few years later, I played about 10 hours of Omega Ruby. I did play a good chunk of Pokemon Go, as everyone I work with at my day job was obsessed with it. And then Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu was the first game I actually finished. I wasn't planning on getting Pokemon Sword or Shield, but thanks to FOMO, I ended up getting it anyway, and I'm having fun with it. First off, the game looks good. Well, mostly. All the people and Pokemon within the world do look very good. Not only do they look good in the game world, but they are also designed well. The world is colorful and large, with lots of towns and dungeons to explore, but there is also a wild area that is huge and has lots of things to interact with, like other players, trees that drop berries, and Dynamax Pokemon dens where you can challenge gigantic-sized Pokemon. Overall, it's a nice-looking game. My two main criticisms are A, the wild area. In the wild area, sometimes the graphics do hitch up and the game loses frames. It feels like the frames drop out to about 15 FPS sometimes. And since this is not an incredibly graphics and effects focused game, I can't explain why this slowdown is a thing. Like, at all. And B, Pokemon attacks. A lot of Pokemon attacks are very plain. Like when my Score Bunny uses Double Kick, he simply moves up and down twice. Seeing a Pokemon use Double Slap has them wiggle a bit, while two cartoon hands slap and push up against the enemy. It's really lame. I get that there are a couple hundred Pokemon in this game, but damn, some rudimentary animations would have been nice. But man, eating curry with my Pikachu is fucking adorable. The gameplay itself is quite fun. Hunting and catching Pokemon is exciting, especially now that they appear on the map like in Let's Go. Additionally, some breeds will charge you and some will run away, but you are given the ability to whistle and distract them. Once you do get into battle, you then fight them until weakened and use a Pokeball to try and capture them. It's simple and has only slightly changed since those old school Game Boy games, but it is so much fun. Battling against other Pokemon trainers is also a good time, despite evolving even less from those halcyon days of 1996. One added feature is that attacks will now tell you in advance if they will be effective or not against enemy Pokemon. Hell, if Shin Megami Tensei can do it, so can Pokemans. Sound effects are decent enough, with Pokemon calls being the best part, but the soundtrack is absolutely killer. Every track in the OST I have heard so far has either slapped or banged. Every single song is fun and fits the mood, town music is whimsical, field music is energetic, dungeon music is moody, and battle music is exhilarating. Regardless of what you are doing in the Galar region, the accompanying music is going to keep you entertained. Story-wise, it's pretty simple so far. You are a young person going on your Pokemon quest, just like every other young person in this world does when they turn 12. Your friend Hop also goes on his own adventure to catch wild animals and make them fight each other. But Hop's older brother is the Pokemon champion, and the kid never shuts up about this. Every single bit of dialogue that this kid espouses revolves around, "My brother is the champion," and "I am gonna be the next champion." And it's really annoying. Look, I know he's supposed to be a 12-year-old, and 12-year-olds are annoying, but damn, he really does act like a 12-year-old. Anyway, like I said, I'm only about 10 hours into the game, so that's just about all I know about the story so far. Shrug emote. I'm aware that a large number of Pokemon have not been imported into this game, and while I can understand why this would incense a lot of people, for me, the casual fan, this doesn't really bother me too much. And with the fact that this title has sold over 6 million copies in its opening weekend, it doesn't seem to have bothered a lot of people. I hate to use the large number of people prove you are wrong argument, but from my side of the fence, you can still have loads of fun with this game without the entire Pokedex. I don't know how much more of this game I'm actually going to play though. I am about 10 hours in and it is super fun and cute, but just like the other games I've tried to play in the series, it's not whisking me away to that same magical place that it has brought so many other people before. I can see its flaws and they don't actually bother me too much, but even beyond that, the formula, I guess, just isn't for me. I will give it a few more hours to see where I get though. I am hoping that they might update and add features as time goes on. Use the title more of a platform than a game. It would be really cool if 6 months down the line they say, and here's 100 more classic Pokemon that you can discover. I think that would be really cool. Pokemon Sword is a fun little romp. It might not 100% be what the ultra hardcore are after, but I have had some fun. I might not catch them all, but I definitely had fun catching a few of them.